If you've ever tried making a leather wrap for a cup or anything with a tapered shape, then most likely you've quickly realized that it's not as straightforward as you thought. All right, it looks simple at first, but once the shape starts tapering, it's difficult to get a clean, flat pattern because you get all this excess at the bottom and it starts to twist on you like that. It just doesn't quite make sense because for a tapered cup, these are not just rectangles. They have a rainbow shape to them. You can try the tape trick and it works, but it doesn't account for the thickness of the leather. So there's still a lot of trial and error because the thicker your leather is, the longer the pattern needs to be. What's going on? My name's Lane. I'm a leather craftsman, artisan. So I kept running into this problem and I couldn't find anywhere on how to design my own, and I would find templates, but 9 times out of 10 they were just a digitized template that someone made from a Starbucks coffee wrap. I'm not trying to make Starbucks coffee wraps. I wanted to make my own for any cup, like this or like this cup here. And so I went down the rabbit hole and figured out the math. And the math is not difficult, it's basic geometry, but not straightforward or intuitive at all. But I figured it out and I dialed it in. So I built this tool. All right, so this tool is very simple. At most, you need 5 measurements, and that's only if you're going to use a overlap seam. I tend to always use a butt joint because it just feels better in the hand, like this one. So if you're using a butt joint, then this is optional. You don't have to worry about it. So for the first value here, you simply figure out where you want the top of your wrap to be, like this. It's right here. I put this tape here, and this is where I'm going to measure all the way around. You're going to get the circumference. And then once you have that measurement, simply type it in. I'm going to put in some arbitrary numbers here. And same for the bottom. Figure out where you want the bottom to be. I have this taped here. I want the bottom of my wrap to be right here on this cup. So then I simply measure all the way around, and I'll put in that value here. And then you need the height. So just measure as straight up and down as you can from the top of your wrap to the bottom of your wrap. And then simply add that in here. And then for leather thickness, if you don't have a good way to measure the thickness of your leather, if you don't have one of those gauges or a set of like calipers or something, you can switch this over to ounces and simply just put in the thickness of your leather. If you have 5-ounce leather, you can put that in here, right? And then, as you've probably noticed over here, it auto-generated all of these measurements. But the best part of this whole tool is right here. So if I click this, it's going to download a PDF, and this PDF is 1-to-1 scale. So just print it at 100%, just print it normal, and you can simply cut this out and you're good to go. And if this is something that you're going to use time and time again, you can go ahead and save it like this, and it'll be here always. So if you're starting fresh, the reset button, you can simply come over here, click this, load it in, download. And if you're like me, you're not a huge fan of metric, up here in the top right, you can switch this back over to bald eagles. Hell yeah, brother. And that's it. It's very simple. So I've also used this tool to make these dice cups. They turned out pretty nice, but this just goes to show that this tool is not just an idea. It's something that I use quite often. And so, I mean, for like example, this cup here, I want my wrap to start, up here at the top of this tape and then end at the top of this tape. And so I use the tool, it spit this shape out. I mean, it's like right there. Right there, you can barely see the tape. I mean, it just works. It works every time. So yeah, let me know what you guys build with this tool, and if you find anything that needs to be changed or fixed or added to the tool, please let me know, and I'll keep it updated.